Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Star Wars, the Vintage Collection, Howler and Sabine Wren from the Ahsoka series. This is a new creature in the line. It's always good to get creatures in the Vintage Collection, and this one comes packed in with a oversized deluxe card of Sabine Wren. And I will be comparing that figure against the version that we got in the main line, or the mainline deluxe, if you like. One of those boxes that you couldn't really see the contents. And that was the one that had the oversized helmet. And they have fixed it for this release. And also you get a poncho as well. I think that's the only difference, but we will check it out in the video. With all that being said, if you do happen to enjoy the video, hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. And let's take a look at the packaging first of all. Front of the box there, we've got the Ahsoka logo with the racetrack design, Howler and Sabine Wren with Peridea in brackets for the text. Of course, Peridea is the planet where we first encountered the Howlers in the Ahsoka series. Top right-hand corner of the box, we've got the carded, or the oversized card of Sabine Wren there. Kenner logo in the bottom. The main image on the box is of the toy itself, the Howler with Sabine Wren, with a pretty cool background diorama going on there. Pretty cool shot. Back of the box has pretty much the same image as the front, but we do have the Vintage Collection logo there, and as always you do get that white panel which shows you exactly what you're getting in the set. So you can see that we have the Howler there, we have the replaceable back legs, and the Sabine Wren figure. One end of the box has the Howler in the sitting position and another image of Sabine. Other end of the box has another image of the Howler, making use of the other back legs, the standing back legs, and of course another image of Sabine there. Top of the box there, just a few more images of the Howler, and you can see a pretty cool one there with the mouth open. All right then, so this is what was inside the box. We've got this insert here holding the Howler in place and taped in there, as well as the other legs. And then also you've got that carded figure, which I'm guessing will just pop out the back like so. So we can take a look at that very quickly. So that is the carded Sabine Wren. It is unpunched. There's the image, and on the back she is VC 352 in the line. But we're going to be opening her up a little bit later. It's the creature that I want to check out first. All right then, so this is the Howler out of the packaging, and I've just got it set up like this for now without the figure, so it's not in the way, because I want to check out all of the details of the creature, all of the articulation, the swappable legs, all that kind of thing. And how you can see this right now is how it was packaged within the box. So it came with the standing legs attached, but you can of course change them out for those sitting legs, so you can put the Howler in the howling position or the laying down position, and we'll do all of that in the video. But I just wanted to sort of have the Howler standing there right now, just so you can check out some of the details, and we'll take a closer up look as well. Okay then, so here is a closer up look at the Howler, and in particular the sculpting work on his fur, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. They've got lots of different textures going on. In particular, it's a little bit longer on the back of the neck and around his mane and at the top of his legs, and then obviously it's a little bit shorter as you go down. You can see some of the detail on his saddle. You've got the little stirrups there for the feet, and they look to be articulated as well. Yeah, they sort of move around. So you've got like some rolled up bedding and some pouches and some ropes, little canister thing there. And if you just turn it around, very, very similar on the other side as well. I do like the paint applications on this Howler. He does have slightly different coloured fur underneath the head there, underneath the chin, and obviously on the underside of the body as well. In the main, the rest of it looks to be a one tone of brown plastic, but because of the sculpting work, I think it looks pretty good. You can see a different colour paint application on the ear there, and if we just get close up to the face, you can see all of that sculpting work going on the nose and the teeth, and inside the mouth. The mouth is articulated, so you can have the closed mouth if you like, or you can have it open as well. And the reins there, they are attached to the side of the face, and I did notice that they do pop out. I'm not too sure if mine has actually snapped in there or not. I can't really work out whether it has or not, but that seems to just plug back in there quite nicely. And then you can kind of move that around however you want that to sit, so that Sabine can hold the reins. Pretty cool head sculpt there. But what I find really quite impressive about this Howler is the articulation, particularly on the head. Now, I have shown you the jaw moves, of course, but the head itself is on a ball joint there, so you get lots of range of motion on there. You can get some serious emotion going on with this creature, but it's also got this up and down motion as well. So you're obviously going to need that when you have the Howler in the sitting position and you want it howling away, just like that. So really good sort of like neck joint there. The legs are on balls, as you can see. That one's just sort of popped out, so they just sort of sit in there. So you've got a bit of range of motion with those, obviously swivels, and they move all around. We have a hinge at its elbow, I guess, and then we also have rocker ankles on all 4 feet, which is pretty cool. The saddle also does come off if you want it to. It's a little clip under there, and then obviously you're going to have more sculpting work underneath for the Howler if you didn't want to have the saddle, sort of like maybe a wild one or something. The tail is also articulated as well, so you can have that up like that, like a dog, but it kind of just moves around. Again, it's on a sort of like tiny ball joint, if you like. So that's taking a look at the detail of the Howler and all of the features that you get with it in terms of the articulation. Now I'm going to just change the back legs so we can just see it in the sitting down and lying down modes. Okay, so removing the legs was actually quite easy. It literally just popped off. Let's just see how easy it is now to attach the other leg. Let's have a look. So you just have to apply some pressure on there to pop it in. And then obviously there you go, you can get it into the sort of sitting position, as it were. So we'll just do that with the other leg, and there you have it. That is the Howler in sitting mode, in howling mode, I guess. And then if you wanted to sort of just straighten out his legs and his feet a little bit, then you can get him into sort of more of a lying down mode. So I do like the fact that they've included those interchangeable rear legs. It allows for various different poses of the creature. I think that's a pretty good thing for them to do. Obviously, trying to have one set of legs to do all of that via articulation would be a pretty mean feat. So having the replaceable legs, I think they've done a pretty good job with that. One thing I have noticed about mine compared to the box art is that the paint applications underneath here, mine's a lot more sort of like dark grey, whereas on the box it's more of like a beigey colour, a little bit lighter. So that's just something that I've noticed. And of course, when we do get our Balin skull figure, you may want to put the Balin skull figure on one of these Howlers, so you may want to pick up a couple of them. But of course, the Howler that Balin skull was riding is a little bit different to the one Sabine was riding. But, you know, I think we could probably get away with it. But that's the Howler. So now we're going to take a quick look at Sabine Wren, compare her to the original figure, and then we'll take a look at how well Sabine sits upon the Howler. All right, then, so another quick look at the card back. So this is, of course, the first time that we've had a Sabine Wren on a card from the Ahsoka series. We got the carded version from Rebels, but of course the first version that we got of Sabine Wren was a deluxe in one of those deluxe boxes. And this is one of those oversized cards. There you can see the image there. She's got her poncho on. Pretty cool image. I'm not really into these larger style cards. VC352, unpunched, if that's the sort of thing you're into. But we're going to be opening this one up right now and doing a little comparison. Okay then, so here are the two Sabine Wrens next to each other. One on the left-hand side is the original deluxe version, and the one on the right-hand side is the version that came with the Howler. As you can see, they are pretty much identical in every way. I would say that the one on the left-hand side, the original version, has slightly lighter purple hair. The one on the right, the new version, almost has like two-tone hair. So like it has like the darker purple with some like dark grey or black running through it as well, which I guess is something a little bit extra. You can also see the difference in size for the helmets, because the original version had this god-awful huge helmet which looked absolutely ridiculous on the figure. This one has a swappable head helmet, which is a lot more in proportion, and we will swap that out in a second so you can check it out. Apart from that, the paint applications on the actual figure are almost identical, except for on the accessories, which seems to be a bit of a disappointment. You get two mini blasters with both figures, but with the original deluxe version, they do have the highlights of yellow and blue on the blasters, whereas the ones that came with the newer figure are just plain grey plastic. And that also goes for the lightsaber hilt as well, which I currently have attached to her belt. But if you look at the lightsaber that came with the figure, you can see that there are no paint applications whatsoever on the hilt. Whereas if you look at the hilt that came with the deluxe version, you've got some black near the end and kind of in the middle as well, which is Sabine's, lightsaber hilt. Whereas this one, you can't really tell. It's just all one grey or silver plastic. So that was a bit of a disappointment. I wasn't expecting that with the accessories. Both the deluxe figures, apparently I would expect paint applications on both of their accessories. But now we've compared them with the heads, we'll just put the helmet onto this one and do the swap. And then we can just check out the difference in scale of those helmets. And right there, you can see the stark difference between the removable helmet or the swappable head helmet. I really don't understand why they had to make that original one so big, to be honest. She's still got quite a small head underneath there, so I don't know. It was a big mistake on their part, but at least they fixed it. And you can also see that the paint applications on those helmets are slightly different as well, with this one having a brighter white couple of stripes there on top of the helmet, whereas these ones are more grey. In terms of the rest of the figure, really the only difference is the poncho, which is quite a nice sort of two-layered piece of fabric. You can just see there's one and then there's the other. There's an armor underneath with that lightsaber hilt and the other blaster in the holster there. So that is actually pretty nice that they've got like a double layer. I think that's pretty cool. Apart from that, as I said, the figure is almost identical. It comes with all of the modern articulation except for wrist hinges, because she's a female character, but she does have the barbell hips, rocker ankles, everything you're going to need. It was a really, really good figure originally, except for the fact that it had that removable helmet, which was totally out of scale. But you can see some really good paint applications on those shoulder pads and on the armor. Lots going on. Nice bright blue one on the other shoulder there with the emblem on there, which is pretty cool. All right, so that is a comparison of the two Sabine figures. Let's get this one onto the Howler and see how she looks. All right then, so there we have Sabine Wren with the Howler, and she actually sits on it really, really well. The feet both go into the stirrups, no problem. We'll just turn it around for you so you can just see that other foot in there, no problem at all. She sits on there, not really any gaps going on, and she holds the reins quite well as well. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'll probably display it like this. I mean, the extra legs that you get are a pretty cool inclusion. I think they are, but I think this is how I'm going to display it, just like it is there. And of course, you're going to be able to get this into loads of different poses, however you wish. But for me, this is how I'm going to be displaying my Sabine Ren and Howler. So there you go then, guys. That is my review of the Howler with Sabine creature pack, I guess. Overall, I'm quite happy with it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. And we shall see you on the next one.